Hello, world. Welcome back to another episode of Panther Tales. It is Thursday, September 18th, 2025. In about 40 minutes, the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills are going to play their Thursday night game. I've just kind of finished wrapping up my reviews of all the games. Just took my dog out to use the bathroom. Sky is chilling with me here on the couch now, and we're ready to talk football. So last week I gave my predictions, and I actually went 8-5. So if you're planning on using this podcast for your parlays, I'd probably look in a different direction, but that's just me. There's actually one game that I didn't count, only because when going back and listening to my predictions, I didn't actually give a prediction. I just said if Bo Nix plays bad, they'll lose. If Bo Nix plays well, they'll win. So I can't give myself a win or loss off a statement like that. No big deal. I'm ready to just go ahead and jump into it, so then we could talk Panthers, Cardinals. We have a lot to talk about there. So let's go ahead and start with the Commanders and Packers. I told the score of this game in the last podcast just because the game had just finished ending by the time I was wrapping up. So obviously we know that the Packers won 27-18. It was truly the Tucker Kraft show. He had a big game, and I don't think we saw it during the game, but it seems like McDaniels got hurt. He's not playing this upcoming weekend, so I figured we would just bring that up. That won't be good for the Commanders if he has to miss any sort of time. So hopefully that's not the case. Moving on to the Rams versus Titans. The Rams passing is still elite. Having Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, that's just going to be tough for any defense to stop. Devontae's still looking good, had over 100 receiving yards last game. So these older receivers still putting in the work. And then the Titans are still, they're young. They're young, and they're just going to need a little bit of time. But they do have the quarterback of their future in Cam Ward, or I truly believe that they do. I think this kid will continue to make plays as the year goes on and will get better, and he'll be ready to take a next big step in year two. Hopefully they can surround him with a little bit more pieces, because Calvin Ridley's not going to do it on his own. Jaguars versus Bengals. I knew this was going to be a good game. But I didn't expect it to be Lawrence versus Browning. Unfortunately, Joe Burrow got hurt. It seems like every other year he gets injured. Unfortunately, that happened to be this year. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but probably he's going to miss some time. So let's just hope that Browning can do it. Once again, like I said, with the Bengals in the playoffs, it's always better for the NFL. But if it's a Browning leading them, I don't know how much of that I would say is true. But hopefully Burrow could get back in time for the playoffs, and hopefully they're in position to make it and they can make a run. But we will see. And obviously, I'm only hoping for a run if the Panthers don't make the playoffs. I hate to laugh. You guys just know. You guys just know, man. Let's just keep this shit going. So the interesting thing that I saw from the Jags versus Bengals game was Liam, the new coach, versus Trevor Lawrence. It seemed like they were having some dispute while Trevor Lawrence was on the field and the coach was on the sideline. It seemed like Lawrence just kind of waved him off. So hopefully the chemistry isn't crumbling in Jacksonville once again. I mean, they had a great first game and then barely lost their second game. So hopefully they could keep their composure a little bit and not derail here. No need to. Browns versus Ravens. By the way, I should say the score for all of them. I know I said the Commanders Packers, but 27-18 Packers win. Rams versus Titan was 33-19 Rams win. Jaguars versus Bengals was 31-27 Bengals win. So we'll just catch up from there. Browns versus Ravens. DeAndre Hopkins is back, I guess. Catching long balls, catching long touchdowns. It's just vintage DeAndre Hopkins. The big story about this game, though, was the Ravens' defense. It was really, really hard to do anything against them. At the end of the game, Flacco got benched, probably just because the score was so lopsided. So I'm sure Flacco will be starting this weekend, but Dylan Gabriel came in to relieve him at the end of the game, threw 3 for 3. Not that means anything, but we'll see where we go from there. But as of right now, I would assume Joe Flacco will be playing in next week's game. The Bills versus Jets. Ravens won 41-17. So, Bills versus Jets. Horrible game to watch. No one really did anything except James Cook this game. So, props to James Cook. You balled out. You had great touchdowns. You had great moves. But both teams kind of didn't do much. But I will give the Bills defense props because they took over the game. Jets really didn't do anything at all. Justin Fields got hurt. Tyrod Taylor will be playing this upcoming weekend. He got a concussion. Fields did. So we're just gonna have to see what happens with the Jets there. But the Bills play tonight. I expect them to beat Miami, but this is a crazy league, so you never really know what could happen. Patriots versus Dolphins. Oh, Bills won 30-10. Patriots versus Dolphins. This was a good back and forth game, and just like I predicted, I said whoever's gonna win. I think it's just based off like one team's actually bad, one team's bad with the vibes right now. Miami was the bad vibe team. They ended up losing 33-27 here. Patriots win. Mike Vrabel gets his first win as the Patriots head coach. Hopefully not to build too much momentum because after this Atlanta game, we have New England. But we will talk about that when the time comes. Drake May had a good game, so the bust rumors from last week, we can keep them on hold for now. And obviously, I'm joking when I said that. I was never going to clarify I'm a bust after just one game. 49ers versus Saints. Christian McCaffrey was good. Looking back at the stats, it seemed like it was kind of good on both sides for the quarterbacks. Mac Jones had 3 touchdown passes, and Spencer Rattler had 3 touchdown passes without any interceptions for both. So I'm not super sure what happened in this game, but 49ers won, so that's good for the Panthers. That's all I could really say. 49ers win 26-21. And we'll see if Mac Jones puts a little bit of pressure on Brock Purdy for the starting job. Because apparently there's a rumor that the coach for the 49ers wanted Mac Jones in the draft that he was drafted. So we'll keep an eye on that. and see what the 49ers decide to do. Giants versus Cowboys, craziest game of the week. Huge back and forth. Amazing game. And Aubrey with the field goal to put the Cowboys ahead at the end of the game. Cowboys win 40-37. Brandon Aubrey is the best kicker in the game. So I don't know how they found him, but hopefully and I'm not saying anything about Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's done his thing so far. And hopefully Fitzgerald is that guy. But hopefully the Panthers could have something like that soon. Just a kicker who we could trust, put him out there, and he'll put you points on the board. I know it's asking for a lot. Bears versus Lions. Ben Johnson versus his old team and takes the Bears, drives them the first drive for the Bears, and they look amazing. It looks like they're going to be unbeatable. They balled out. They scored immediately after a Lions score. So you're thinking in your head, okay, this might be something, but at the end of the day, they just got killed. The only thing giving me life through this season so far, besides the fact that I really do think we're going to turn it around soon, is the fact that the Bears are still bad. Sorry, Bears fans. You guys were going crazy on us for that whole trade. We had to hear it from you guys for 3 years. Thank God that contract, has now ended. There's nothing left that we owe you. But yeah, seeing you guys lose is pretty cool. And especially when you lose 52-21 to the Lions. So once again, sorry, but not that sorry. Seahawks versus Steelers. You were expecting a huge game from DK Metcalf versus his old team. He had a touchdown catch, but other than that, was relatively quiet. It was interesting, though, in this game that the kickoff rules actually presented themselves. So with the new kickoff rule, if it bounces in the field of play and then bounces in the end zone, the football is still live. So Caleb Johnson, I believe is his name. He's the rookie running back for the Steelers. The ball went over his head, and then he just let it go into the end zone. And then the Seahawks special teams continued to go after the ball, dove on the ball, got the ball, recovered it, and it was a touchdown for them. So pretty crazy that the rules came into effect, but that's what makes this interesting and fun. I know not everybody's a huge fan of the new kickoff rules, but because it's new, there's going to be errors like this from time to time because people are still used to the old rules. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was kind of cool to see. The Broncos and the Seahawks won 31-17. Wasn't expecting that, but they did their thing. Broncos versus the Colts. All I have to say is Spencer Schrader, baby. And Daniel Jones, if we're being honest. Daniel Jones still playing well or well enough to win. The Broncos are a team that a lot of people had going very far. So for the Colts to get this win is a statement win. It's a big win. I'm excited to continue to watch them play. Shout out to Colin, man. Like, your team is doing well, and they're feeding Tyler Warren, who is proving to be a really good first-round pick. And on the other side, Colston Loveland was drafted by the Bears earlier than Tyler Warren was, even though a lot of people were wondering why. Warren seemed to be the number one tight end in the draft class, but my hands are up. I digress. Colston Loveland's not doing anything Tyler Warren's doing amazing. So I don't know how much that has to do with scheming or just like one player is better than the other, but they're both rookies. We will continue to watch them grow in front of our very eyes. The Eagles versus Chiefs. Sorry. Colts won 29-28. This will definitely be the podcast I remember as the podcast where I couldn't say the scores of the end of the games. Eagles versus Chiefs. If I told you that Jalen Hurts will throw for under 100 yards and still will win this game, would you believe me? Probably. Maybe not, but they did. He threw for under 100 yards. He had like 96 passing yards. They still won because their team is so dang good, especially their defense, man. Their defense was stopping the rush and really stopping everything of the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was the best rusher for the Chiefs on the day. But yeah, it was just looking at the stats. Not good for the Chiefs. They're now 0-2 for the first time, and I don't even know how long. But they have, I believe, New England this coming week. I'll see it soon, and they'll probably pick up their first one, but we could talk about that in a second. But yeah, Chiefs, I'm sure they'll bounce back at some point. They did have 2 back-to-back tough opponents, but good teams beat tough opponents. So maybe the dynasty is coming to an end, or we could at least hope. Falcons versus Vikings. I was really wanting the Vikings to carry that momentum from last week's game, but I guess the Bears are just that bad, so it doesn't even matter. If you beat the Bears, it's just kind of like whatever. So I thought the Vikings might have been good. Maybe they're not because their only one was against the Bears, like I said. There's only been 2 games, I know. And I know I'm big time hating on the Bears. Don't hate me too much, Bears fans. Y'all just suck. But the Falcons won. They played well. And if I didn't say the score for the Eagles-Chiefs, it was 20-17. But Bijan, bro. Bijan Robinson is too good. When they drafted him, once again, you just have to be like, oh man, I hope this guy sucks. He's not gonna be that good. He's gonna be like Kyle Pitts. They chose him at 8 and he's not that good. Blah 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 blah. This guy is good. He's easily a top 3 running back in the league. I'm very scared of him. I'm scared of like the Falcons, but I'm mainly scared of Bijan Robinson. Beast, he continues to do his thing. Over 100 rushing yards, I believe. Just monster. And the Falcons even had 6 sacks last game. So anybody who pays attention to the NFC South, they know that the Falcons are like what they lack is pass rush for however long we could remember. I mean, even dating back to their 2016 Super Bowl appearance when Vic Beasley was their pass rush specialist, and we all know how his career turned out. So they've been begging for pass rush for so long, and I didn't see what happened, but 6 sacks, that's a lot. I don't know if it's more on the Vikings offensive line or what, but not good. Falcons won 22-6. So that sucks because it would have been great if all the teams in our division lost. Buccaneers versus Texans. I'm actually shocked that I had picked the Bucs to win when listening to the last podcast. I really thought I would have just chosen against our divisional opponents every time, but I chose them to win, and they did win. The Bucs did what the Panthers couldn't do, and they drove it on a last 2-minute drive, scored, and won the freaking game. Baker Mayfield's story continues. Is CJ Stroud good? Yeah, I'm sure he's still good. Uh, just, you know, a lot's going on with the Texans, especially when it comes to their offensive line. It's not good. So Bucks win 20-19. Chargers Raiders was the last game of the week, and I didn't watch it. It seems like the score was 20-9. It didn't seem like a lot of interesting things happened. Remember, these games play at 10 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast. I wake up at 5 every morning to go to work. So I was never going to watch that game. I got to get up and I got to put fertilizer on on people's lawns and I got to spray for people's weeds, baby. So unfortunately couldn't watch that. Had to get to my lawn care job, do my thing. But we will move on to the predictions for week 3. These upcoming week 3 predictions is here. So let's go. Once again, if you're doing a parlay and you use this, I'm sorry. Unless you use this to choose opposites. Then once again, I'm sorry too, because I'm going to get some right. Here we go. Dolphins versus Bills. It's going to be played in 2 minutes. I have it up on the TV. I think the Bills are going to come out on top. Just because of the things we said, the Bills are a good team. The Dolphins, even though they played better last week, I still think the vibes are bad. But you never know. They might have shaken that, and it is a divisional game. You never know what could happen, especially because I still don't think the Bills' rush defense is good, and A-Chain is very good, so he might have a hell of a game. But I also have this game as my... I'm in a... Not a league, but I'm in like this game where you choose a team to pick who's going to win for that week, and then you can never pick that team again. Right now, I'm 2-0. This week, I chose the Bills to beat Miami, so I need that to happen to move on. The Bengals versus Vikings. Once again, Burrow's going to be out. I still don't think their defense is that good. Like the Jags showed, they put up 20-plus points on them. I don't know. Like, I think Browning is a fine backup quarterback, but I don't know if it'll be enough. But it all depends on, like, the Vikings. I don't know. I think I heard somewhere that McCarthy might not be starting. If that's the case, I mean, we'll just see. But right now, I have the Vikings winning purely because Burrow's not playing, and I think the Vikings need this win. Bengals are 2-0. They usually don't start out that hot. That's pretty cool for them because they're a late season team. Browning, though, I will say, gives it to Jamar Chase a lot. So that's a reason that I'm sure a lot of people love Browning, because Jamar Chase will get you a lot of points for fantasy football. Wink, wink. Steelers versus Patriots. Even though the Patriots got a big win this past week, and even though the Steelers had a bad loss, I think this is a get-right game for the Steelers. I think they'll come out on top. Steelers will win that. The Colts versus Titans. I just think the Titans are still a little too inexperienced. I definitely think the Titans will win a game this year. I just think it's going to come a little bit later into the season when we're looking at Ward and we're like, okay. Like, he showed me a little something in the first couple weeks, but this is a number 1 pick. But for right now, I'm just going to keep riding the hot team, and I'm going to go Colts. Texans versus Jaguars. I mean, I think the Texans are 0-2 right now. They need a win. I think the Jags are the better team, but I don't think they'll win this game. only because of what I said. Texans are 0-2. They need this. But it is a divisional game, so Jags need this too if they want any chance of the playoffs. I think it'll be a good game, but I'm going to go with Texans. Rams versus Eagles. On the paper, I have the Rams written down, and that's really because I listen to Part of My Take all the time, and they just bring up the fact that the Rams were like the closest team to beating the Eagles last year. As of right now, the Eagles' defense is just way too good in my eyes that I don't think they'll lose. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna change my pick and I'm gonna go Eagles here this week. I think the Rams will play them well. I don't know. Because apparently the Eagles' weakness is their secondary, and I think the Rams' passing is awesome, but we're still going to go Eagles for now. Jets versus Bucks. I'll know this time that I didn't choose who the Bucks are playing. I definitely think they'll beat the Jets. Unfortunately, Tyrod Taylor is playing. I'm hoping for an upset. I'm praying for an upset. I just don't really see it happening, so we'll go Bucks. Raiders versus Commanders. Like I said, I don't think Jaden Daniels is playing. And I still like the coaching for the Raiders. Once again, I didn't watch what happened on the Monday night game. Everybody, I know they're on the West Coast, but everyone was probably too sleepy and they didn't want to play. So I'm thinking a Raiders upset is brewing here, especially if Daniels doesn't play. Packers versus Browns. I don't think I need to say too much. I'll do another one for Zoe. Go, Pack, go. And I think they will beat the Browns. The Browns don't do well against good defenses. Unfortunately for the Browns, the Packers have a good defense and a good offense. Jordan Love is looking good this year. His passes are looking very nice. So, props, Packers. Broncos versus Chargers. This is another one I'm going to change. I have the Chargers winning, but once again, I just think the Broncos need this a little bit more. I think it's going to be another one, another good game, another divisional game. Both teams need this, but I think I'm going to go Broncos this time. Chargers are playing good football, but I think the Broncos, this will kind of be like their figure it out game before they go on a little bit of a run. Saints versus Seahawks. I have the Seahawks winning. I'm still waiting to see if the Saints are bad because they've lost both games, but not convincingly. Like they've, I guess, been in it for every game that they played, but I got the Seahawks winning that one. Cardinals versus 49ers. If Mac Jones is still playing, and even if it's not, I'm going to put Arizona winning this game. They're a low-key good team, even though they almost gave up that big comeback to us. They are a low-key good team. They didn't really have to do much to beat us. So if we're looking at the stats, nothing much happened. McBride had a good game. Marvin Harrison Jr. was quiet. James Conner was quiet. It's actually the first time we've held a team to under 200 rushing yards in like 7 games. And as a matter of fact, we gave up less than 100 yards. So pretty cool. But I think the Cardinals get this win. Cowboys versus Bears. I hate the Cowboys too. Hate them. But I will be cheering very hard for the Cowboys this weekend. I hope they put another spanking on the Bears. I have the Cowboys winning. Chiefs versus Giants. So I was wrong. It wasn't New England who the Chiefs were versing, but I knew it was another team that they could potentially it's their get right game. Um, I'm gonna have the Chiefs winning, but I love the fight that I'm seeing out of the Giants. Last week, seeing vintage Russell Wilson was pretty cool. I hope they keep that up. Make it a good game, and honestly, if the Giants win, that'll be cool for me. I'll be happy. Don't really care about the Chiefs, so go Giants, but I don't think you could do it. And then Lions versus Ravens. I am going to go with the Lions. I think that the Ravens' defense is very, very, very good, but the Ravens' offense, not that it's bad, please God, not that it's bad at all. I just think you know, they still got to get into that zone. I think they'll find that later in the year. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I just think the Lions found their offense last week. Yes, I know it was against the Bears, but I think they found their offense last week, and I think they're gonna have a good game, and they'll get a second win in a row. Miami, by the way, is almost about to score on the Bills, so I could be a loser in that contest that I'm in with like 9 other people. I hope I'm not the first one to be eliminated, but I could be. Now it's what you all been waiting for, ain't it? What people paid paper for, damn it. They can't stand it. They want something new. This is a Panthers podcast. The Panthers did have a game this last week. And damn, man. Damn. I just want to start there. It was a shitty game for 3 quarters. Getting our buns clapped. Getting our salad tossed. And we made it a game at the end. But damn, let's just start with, I blamed our loss on the coaching staff last week. I want to continue that trend. We went for 2 2-point conversions, and we didn't convert on any of them. Both of those conversions were big. One of them, if we made the first conversion, we would have just needed 2 touchdowns, but we would have had to make the conversion on both touchdowns. When we missed the first conversion, if we got the second conversion, it could have made it a 10-point game. So it could have been like a touchdown and then a field goal to put a little less pressure on us. But we didn't make it, so we had to go touchdowns all around. And we just didn't have much time, unfortunately. So we just had a terrible start, just like last week. Bryce Young fumbles at the beginning of the game, and I'm not just blaming Bryce. I mean, we got to protect the man. But Bryce Young fumbling, the ball freaking rolling all the way into the back of the end zone, and they recovered it. So, touchdown Arizona. Tough way to start. And then I believe it was the next drive or a couple drives after. I mean, Bryce throws an interception. So, and it definitely was the next drive because Arizona did score on that possession. Thankfully, like, our defense stopped them to only 3 points. But, man, it is so tough to start like that and then expect to win the game. But, I will give ourselves props. We never stopped fighting. I will say that. So, our defense, I know I just gave them props, but we have, and I know it's not all their fault. We give teams, when we're turning it over, we're giving them good field position. So, there wasn't a lot of times where they started off with bad field position, But still, our defense needs to make a couple more stops. Letting them score a touchdown at the end of the half, letting them to score a touchdown at the very beginning of the half to get the ball back. Like, never feeling like we could stop someone. We just need statement stops. And I know, once again, I know you guys did your thing because you pretty much shut them down the rest of the game after they scored that one touchdown. But if we're being honest, if it wasn't for a Murray interception late in the game, that probably would have been another score. And like, they were driving it on that drive that he threw the interception. But that's just football. The ball bounces that way sometimes. But yeah, it definitely bounced in their favor this week. XL. I'm not gonna go too hard on him. The media's done enough of that. I know his stats weren't great. I know he didn't look great. I'm just hoping for a turnaround. I still believe in you, brother. I want to see you dollar bill this weekend. Let's get you some good slants and good just regular catches. Let's see you do your thing. I believe in you, big dog. So let's just wipe this game and the last game from our memories, and let's go forward on a positive note. I know a lot of people are gonna hate that take. A lot of people are really down on XL right now. You guys can have your own opinions. It's no problem whatsoever. I just want to believe because he's got all the physical tools. He says it's been mental these past couple of weeks. If that's truly the case, I hope you get right, brother. And let's get your mind in the right place. Come hang out at our tailgate before the game. We will get you in a good place. Tetaroa McMillan. What more can I say about this man? I love him. Second game in the league. 100 yards receiving. Exactly. Big. He had a big, cross catch. 41 yards this game. It was awesome. I just want to continue to watch you grow and be the player we think you could be, man. Because we don't have many wide receivers in the Panthers Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? You got your Steve Smiths, your Musa Muhammad's, and then like kind of falls off your DJ Moores. We've had good receivers here, but I think I'm not going to say too much, but I think Tetaroa will be very good. And I think he will prove why we chose him with the 8th overall pick throughout his career. But I can't look that far in. Hunter Renfrow, retro game, 2 touchdowns, good hands, good routes. Love to see it. Bryson Tremaine, out of nowhere, another undrafted wide receiver, mainly a special teams guy, made some huge plays, one on 4th and 16, just exactly the type of player you want to see, man, on your team. Like, hell yeah, dude. You did the damn thing. You scraped it to make it on a team. Like, you weren't even drafted. You worked your ass off, showed that you could play special teams, and now you're making some plays in the games. Like, to find Coker and then Tremaine back-to-back like that, that's baller. And as I was saying last week that James Cook had a good game, he had a nice-ass run there, but the Dolphins did score. Okay, back on track. A lot of people were saying that Arizona started playing soft defense. I mean, it seemed like they were playing their regular defense, so I'm not going to take away credit from our offense for actually playing well in the second half and getting us into position to come back. I know Bryce started terribly, but, I mean, he threw for over 300 yards. He had, I believe, it was a 3 touchdown game. I think 3 touchdowns passing. So all in all, like, the boy is playing well. We just need to start the games out better. You know, we can't put ourselves in these holes and then everyone's just going to think that Bryce sucks, and I still don't think that's the case. I still think he's going to be the franchise quarterback for this team. I mean, he's got like the throws that he makes. Some of them are just unbelievable, man. It's just like we got to knock the rust off this fucking. We got to knock the losing off of our demeanor. Like, just gotta, I don't know, punch each other in practice and just be like, you're not a loser anymore. Just do fucking something, man. It's just like so disheartening. So we were getting our ass whooped, but we almost pulled the Patriots versus the Falcons, essentially. So we score a touchdown, miss the two, score another touchdown, miss the two, score another touchdown, get the field goal. Now you need one more score and you win. But we needed an onside kick. Very low percentage play. We do the onside kick. We actually recover. I go nuts. There's a reaction video I did. You could go watch it. I go nuts. I'm sure a lot of people went nuts. I truly believe we were going to win that game. We had momentum. Everything was going in our favor. But then stupid penalties, man. Like an intentional grounding, but then they have a defensive holding, so we get a first. It's just like back and forth with penalties. Eventually, it's fourth down, one shot left. Bryce gets sacked, game over. So first and foremost, I want to say good game, Cardinals. I hope to see you guys continue to do well, because once again, I don't have any problem with the Cardinals. And I only want y'all to do well if we're not doing well. You know what I mean? If I wish anybody well, it's only if we're not doing well. Otherwise, I don't really care how teams do. But I essentially want to see us do well. But the Panthers fall to 0-2 because of that. Big shout out to Princely Umami Yellen. He got his first career sack. I hope to see more of that to come. And other than that, I really don't have too many more notes. Go watch the reaction video if you want to see my thoughts during the game. Otherwise, let's move on to this week's game. Damn, Josh Allen to Dalton Kincaid. Sweet pass and catch into the end zone. Okay, I might not be dead after all. Now we just need a Bills stop. But Tua's looking like he's ready. So we'll see. Might be a hell of a game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But this is a Panthers podcast, and the Panthers do have a game this upcoming Sunday. It is our first home game. I don't know if we're the only team who started the season with 2 away games, but we might be. So thank God we're coming back home, even though our home is really, median. It's not really home field advantage usually if you're going to a Panthers game, especially these days. It's mainly a split crowd. We'll get back to us being 70-30 when we're good again, but for now I'm probably expecting 50-50 Panther fans and Falcons fans at this game. I will be throwing a tailgate. Anybody who listens to this, even if you're not going, try to come find us. Hang out with us. Answer some questions. We'll give you some free alcohol. If you know somebody who wears like different game jerseys to the games, like we're playing for the Falcons, but someone's going to wear a Green Bay jersey, let us know who that is. We want to go find them. If we convince him to give us his jersey, his or her jersey, we will buy you a brand new Panther jersey. So come hang out. We're going to have a lot of fun at our tailgate. We got some cool speakers. We're going to grill. We got cornhole, so we got it all. But now let's talk about the game. This is going to be a tough game. I have no more or no less to say about that. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be an easy game whatsoever. The good thing is we're finally versing an opponent that we are familiar with. It's always good to play divisional opponents because you know how they play. I think this is going to be the week we finally, we'll start fast or we'll at least not turn it over at the beginning of the game. So super important things. Watching Bryce's interview today, his demeanor was good. The man knows what he needs to do and he knows how to play football. That's the thing. He's gonna like he's gonna he played well last game. I think that trend continues. I think that whole once again, we have just this cloud that's over us. That's like you're not gonna win. Like we go into these games scared or whatever from like the past. They've been scars. It's like PTSD with this team. They go into a game and they automatically think they're gonna lose. But I think that's gonna shake off the whole team this week. I mean, do we need to talk about how important this game is? I know a lot of people are out on us for the season, but I think this is the game to tell it. I think if we lose this game, our season is essentially over. And we should start looking at mock drafts, I guess. But these next two games, I believe, it's a good setup for us. But I'm not going to look ahead. I'm going to look at the team that we're playing now. Do I think we'll win? Of course, because I'm biased and I'm a Panthers fan. But I definitely think it's going to be a tough game. But like I said, I think Bryce will have a good game. I think we'll be able to run the ball because we won't be down early. It's probably going to be a really good game. Trying to stop Bijan is going to be super difficult. But that is the key of the game. If you limit Bijan Robinson, you're more than likely going to win this game. You get early turnovers, you're more than likely going to win this game. I'm just hoping that our crowd, we have enough crowd there. I will be there with 5 other people. I don't know if 2 of them will be wearing their Falcons stuff, but they are from Atlanta. But I'm sure my younger cousin Elias, he won't be wearing Falcons stuff, and he'll rep the Panthers. So I'll have 5 Panther fans with me. We'll be making noise, but we just need to make noise, man. We need to support this team. Let's get hype. Our first home game. Let's lock the bank this year. Let's lock it. Let's make. Whatever. Let's lose our away games. I don't want any losses, but shit, man. It would be huge if we could get 4 or 5 wins at home this year. Make it our home again. Keep pounding, Keep pounding. That's what I want to be hearing. I want to hear us loud on third downs. I'm just excited to see our fans again, excited to see Uptown, excited to see my friends, to tailgate. I'm excited for it all. Divisional game. Let's just, we need this so bad. If we get this win, it would be huge for us. It would be huge for our season. So, I'm just going to hope we get that win. I'm going to hope that we play well. I'm going to hope we go 1-2. I'm hoping to finally see a Panthers locker room reaction win. So that's all I really got for this episode. I think I've talked about what I wanted to talk about. If you ever have any questions or ever want me to answer anything, please leave a comment under here. That would be great for me. Other than that, thank you for listening. Have a great Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend. Hopefully I see you on Sunday. And as always, keep pounding.